Hey guys, it's Amber. So a lot of you guys have been asking me for some hair tutorials. If you guys are new to my channel, you may not know, but this channel was actually started with hair tutorials. Today we're throwing it back, and since we're throwing it back, we are doing a classic old school hot iron tutorial. But basically, I'm not going to be using a wand, I'm not using a flat iron, I'm just using a basic curling iron, something basically everyone should own, and I'm showing you how to do a nice, beautiful, classic curly look like this. Definitely something that I think is timeless and you could wear any time and any age. It's no secret that I'm a busy mom and I don't have a lot of time to do my hair, so I don't often do a lot of different things, but I thought some of you guys might like this. It's a little bit different than what everyone else is doing, so I thought it would be fun to try it out. It's great for those of you who have thin, fine hair because it gives you the nice volume and it makes your hair last for days. So let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my hair a nice mist set with a thermal spray. I like to just spray it all over. I'm pretty generous with it because my hair is obviously bleached and it's fine, so I don't want it to get damaged. And then I just comb it through because I don't really want it to be sticky. I just want it to help protect the hair and give it hold. The one I'm using is Redken Hot Sets number 22. They have several different numbers, but that one's my favorite for curling. I like to start at the top of the head and then just work down so that you're not like pinning up sections, but you really can do whatever way you prefer. So this curling iron is like one of those, what do they say when it's like all tarnished? It's like antique basically because it has like patina on it. It's been used and loved so much. I think I've had this curling iron like 10 years. It is a Hot Tools 1 1/4. I think I even used this in my first ever tutorial. That's crazy. It's super old, it's squeaky, I know, but it still works, so I'm gonna use it. This does have a heat setting on the side, so you can adjust it to what your hair needs. I have mine turned to about medium because my hair is finer, so it doesn't need to have something scorching it. If your hair is a little bit more harder to curl, you definitely can turn it up, or you could turn it down even lower. Really, you have to find what works for you. So I'm first just gonna start off sectioning the crown. And yes, I need to color my roots. I was gonna do it last night, but time got away from me. On the top, I'm just gonna give it a little extra spritz here. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it's a perfect section. It definitely doesn't need to be a perfect section. I just like to put it down kind of at the base and then kind of slide up to kind of warm it up. And I'll kind of curl. And then this is the click action. I kind of open and close it to kind of tuck this hair in. And then I roll down. That way it's kind of heating up the middle of the hair where it's harder to curl first, and you're not leaving the curling iron on the ends as long. And then I'm just going to click out. And I'm going to grab this curl right where it's at, and I'm going to pin this to hold it so it can cool, and so it looks just like that. So I'm going to do the same thing with this front section. So if I have shorter hair and I'm using a smaller curling iron, I definitely will make my sections a little bit smaller. So it just depends on the length of hair you are working with. Again, I'm just going to start in the middle, kind of bring the end around, and just kind of click to roll down. Okay, so now I have my first two curls there, and I'm going to just go ahead and finish the back off camera, but I'll show you how I'm going to do the sides. So just part the hair off, comb through it a little bit, hold the end kind of, this is what I mean by like clicking through, so I'm just kind of lightly clicking and tucking that hair under. Now I'm going to go ahead and pin this curl. Okay, so I will finish the rest of my curls and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my curls in place. Now, obviously, they're gonna droop a little more as the longer your hair is, the weight of your hair, versus if your hair is shorter, they're gonna be more on base, which means you're curling them up and putting them right on the part where you selected it, which is gonna be smaller with smaller curling iron you're using, the shorter the hair, etc. These ones are kind of half off base because they're kind of hanging down a little bit. I do stagger it a little bit, so I don't always do it in like perfect rows. So that way when, especially with shorter hair, you're not gonna have this like giant Grand Canyon in the middle of the hair. So I'll show you. This one obviously has kind of drooped down a little bit, but you just have these curls kind of tucked in like this. And this is kind of similar to what you do if you were putting in rollers, putting it under the dryer. So now I'm just gonna go through and take the curls out by removing the bobby pin. And I did give this a little more extra cooling time. With shorter hair, I don't necessarily need to pin it because it'll just kind of like stay. But with the longer hair, you definitely need to. Start to see these curls coming down. Now I can get away with pretty big sections because my hair is fine. But if your hair is thick, you definitely could go a lot thinner on your sections. Okay, next is the backcombing. Now this might not be something you're interested in, but for me, the backcombing was where it was at. So I'm just gonna take this using my Voila comb, which has the several teeth to backcomb. You can buy these on Amazon, maybe not this brand, but if you like Google backcombing comb. So the thing I see with people is they try to backcomb like this and it just makes it a ratty mess. So the way that works the best is if you actually put the comb in and don't go all the way through, just kind of go partially through. That way the top isn't as backcombed. And then I just press down and I get a nice full length and you get that cushion in there. So I'm gonna do the same with the back sections, just kind of press that into the base. Obviously, if you're not a fan of backcombing, you don't have to do this, but this is the old school iron set technique. It was that thing where people are looking at me like, what is that crazy girl doing now? A lot of the times I won't backcomb as heavily through the rest of the head. I'll just kind of give myself a nice cushion. I also try to avoid the hairline so it's not just all ratted up there by the front of my face. So I'm just using the teeth of this comb to kind of comb out. And smooth the top. And no good roller set was good without a ton of hairspray. The reason why the backcombing is so important is for those who wanted to wear a style or, you know, before the blowout bars, this is what people did. They wanted to wear it all week long. So the backcombing keeps it off the scalp, keeps those oils from making their hairs oily, and helps it last longer. They sprayed and sprayed and sprayed until they could spray no more. Here is the basic gist of the look. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!